This video is brought to you by my two books, Practical Music Theory for the Rock Guitarist and The Blues Guitar Bible. Want to learn about modes, harmony, scales, chord substitution and keys? Or maybe you're interested in supercharging your blues guitar rhythm and lead chops. Whatever you're interested in, I guarantee you will be hitting the fast lane to progress with either of these works. Both feature video demonstrations and tutorials, loads of tabs and jam tracks to play along with, and I promise you, everything is explained in crystal clear plain English. Check out the links in the description for more details. Hello chaps, welcome once again to John Robson Guitar Tuition. As always, I do hope you're well. Another week and another track for the new album. I've got some, I think, rather exciting news coming up about that next week, so stay tuned for that. But to the matter in hand, as you probably already know if you're a regular viewer, but I'm picking up new subscribers all the time, so I'll just explain for the benefit of anyone who hasn't heard this spiel before. I decided to do a new album over Christmas. It has to be said, there was beer involved in the decision-making process, and couldn't think of, the hardest bit about coming up with any album, instrumental stuff, is the titles. So I thought I'll start with the titles, and it occurred to me that many dog treats, because we have a dog called Dougal, many dog treats, the names of them make good titles for instrumental tunes, or I thought they did after a few beers at Christmas time. And the dog treat in question today is called Yak Snack. It's basically like a sort of little chewy made from I think it's yak milk, Yak Snack. That's, I don't know how they process it, but it comes in this kind of solid bar that dogs absolutely go nuts for. Ours certainly does. So that's the title of today's tune, Yak Snack. It sounds like this. And as always, by the time this video goes live, there will be a full tab for that entire tune in both Guitar Pro and PDF formats, along with the clip that you're going to see next of me explaining what was going on in that tune, and a backing track to play along with. All of that is up on my Patreon page. There's the address, link in the description. Regular viewers will know that it's $3 or roughly £3 a month, and you get access to all of these goodies that go along with these YouTube videos. And of course, a massive, massive, heartfelt, humongous thank you to everyone who supports me in that, or any of the other ways, all of which are downstairs in the description. Anyway, so what was going on in my head as I was putting that little tune together? Well, here's some information on that score.
Here is the explanation.
Okay, so just a bit of an explanation as to what I was thinking and how I was kind of putting this together, really, when I was initially working on the chord sequence. The chord sequence for me is the engine room of any tune. You get a good chord sequence, a good accompaniment, then the tune pretty much writes itself. That's certainly my experience. And when I'm putting a chord sequence together, I'm not necessarily thinking about what key I'm in or anything like that. I'm just thinking about an overall tonality, what is the musical centre of gravity of a chord sequence, and how I connect each chord to the next one. So, and then hopefully make it all come back full circle again. So I was thinking, first of all, G major 7th. That's the chord I started on. And then you may or may not know that G major 7th is just a B minor chord, but with its bass note swapped to a G. So I started to think, okay, how can I connect that G major 7th to its inner B minor chord? Well, that's easy enough. You just use a secondary dominant. Basically, a secondary dominant chord is I want to go to a B of some kind, in this case B minor. I use an F sharp 7th. That's basically the relationship. You want to go to that chord, use a 7th chord based on that root note there. So F sharp 7th to a B minor. Then just drop the root note to an A. That just seemed like a natural thing to do. And that takes us nicely into an E over G sharp. So far we've got... Then, you know, I don't know why, but just a C chord appealed to me there. Come after that, E over G sharp, and then we've had a sort of a descending thing going on. We've had the B minor to B minor over to A to the E over G sharp. So I thought, well, let's ascend now. So I'm going from the C chord to a G, but with a D bass, and then F to an E or C over E, and then into like a D chord. I ended up dressing that D chord up as like a C over D, so D9 sus4 or D11 if you prefer, into a D, and that brings me nicely back to the G major 7 again. Here's the whole thing. Something like that. So that's the verse chord sequence. The chorus, tried a few different things with this. I like a big key change often when I'm going to a chorus. I try going to E flat and, you know, various different keys. It just didn't seem to hang together. So I stayed a little bit closer to home and went to a C chord and came up with this sort of little hook. Like that. That's C to G over B to A minor. Oh, let's go back to a G. And this is what I mean about thinking about how I can connect chords together. I thought I'll do that again. C, G over B, A minor. Now what other chords can I connect to an A minor? Well, F springs to mind. Oh, I'm liking that. So C, G over B, A minor, G. Then C, G over B, A minor, F. Then let's do it again, but with a different chord on the end. So I'm thinking C, G over B, A minor, Well, I can throw B flat on there because A minor and B flat are in the key of F together. Oh, that works. Yeah, let's hear all of that. Like that sort of dramatic entry of the B flat there. Now I've got to start thinking about how I'm going to get back round to that G major 7th again for the next verse. So natural thing when you want to head towards any given tonality or chord is to do a 2-5 sequence. So I'm thinking maybe A minor going to a D7, which will take me back to the G. But I've already kind of done the A minor quite a bit. So another form of 2-5 sequence is instead of playing the A as an A minor, you can play it as a half diminished chord, which is just that chord there. Wonderfully dissonant. We'll put a D chord after it and then go to a G or G major 7 in this case, and it works. Listen. That's a beautiful little kind of twist and turn to get you back to where you want to be. Now that A half diminished is just a C minor chord, but with an A bass. So I start on the C minor, then C minor over A, the A half diminished, to the D, and then back into the G again, G major 7. So the entire chorus thing goes like this. And then back into the verse again, like that. And, you know, that just kind of did the trick for me, so that's what I went with for the chorus. The bridge section, the middle 8, this is where I just, you know, kind of fell back on a off the peg, you know, kind of chord sequence that we've all heard and we've all used from time to time. Just the kind of minor line cliche thing. So starting with a G minor to a D or maybe an F sharp augmented to a B flat over F. Then I'm playing sort of a C dominant over E here. Then to an E flat. This is an E flat major 7. Then where did I go after that? To a B flat over D. Then that old C minor, A half diminished thing again, and then end it on a bit of drama there with an augmented chord, D augmented. Anytime you're writing a song and you've got like a D7, let's do that again properly, shall we? Going to a G of some description. Try making that D7 into a D augmented. Beautiful resolution. So those are the 3 chord sequences. You know, the verse, the chorus, and the middle 8. And as I keep saying, if you've got the chord sequences sorted, the melody writes itself. Just chord notes, and nowhere is there a better example of this than in the chorus. I'm just literally arpeggiating the chords for the most part. So we start on a C. I play a C major arpeggio. We then go to a G. I play a G major arpeggio. And something like that for the A minor. But basically just whatever it was I played there, I can't remember. I only recorded it yesterday. It's gone already. But you basically just stick around the actual chord tones, and then you'll have some sense of what is the best scale, even if it's just a pentatonic scale, to jam over the top of all of this. So just chord tones, and then just any little connective tissue that you need to kind of join those chord tones together. Just whatever is your appropriate kind of pentatonic or major scale box that happens to be on that part of the neck. And That is about as much depth as I can go into on this, because that's about as deeply as I think about these kind of things. You know, I write 3 different chord sequences: verse, chorus, bridge, and then I think about chord notes for each of those chords, and a melody just emerges usually. So if it works for me, you know, if I can do it, anyone can. So now you know what to do. Go away and have some fun with it. So hopefully that made sense. There was some sort of fairly, you know, kind of highfalutin concepts in there about, you know, chords over, you know, other bass notes, like the A half diminished chord being a C minor over an A bass, the G major 7 being a B minor with a G bass note. Hopefully you kept up with all of that, but I've done plenty of videos on that in the past. If you'd like me to do another video on such topics like that, another little mini series on music theory, then let me know in the comments. But that is pretty much all I've got for you today, folks. Hope you've enjoyed the video and found it entertaining, useful, and hope you like the piece of music, because I had a lot of fun recording it. And if that's the case, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you haven't already done so. Why not drop me a like as well while you're at it? And of course, don't forget the live stream every Friday, 5 PM UK time, regular as clockwork. We just have a beer and a chat basically on a Friday. That's all it amounts to, but it's a great way to kick off the weekend, and I'd love to see you there if you can make it. But for now, I'll bid you all a good day and say thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time. Look after yourselves, folks. Stay well, stay safe, and above all, stay sane. Bye for now.